Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Touchdown, defense.
They go play action here on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Man, I got you. Motion. Both sevens and Mike.
A first carry now. This is Hill. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, D.
Foles. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Third down. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now Foles. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 26.
You kill.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We own them. We own them. 44, Mike, 44.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56. I'm here all day. See the opposite. No kill. Switch. Shoot. Yes.
So that'll back him up 5.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Let's get it. 44 is Mike. Check. Get in the weight room. Hey, kill. Hey, exit.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Ready. 95-56. 44.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Shotgun now for Breeze. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
The Saints spent a third-round pick on Traquan Smith out of UCF in 2018, and what a thrilling season for him. He was the guy that caught the pass from Drew Brees that moved him past Peyton Manning to become the all-time leading passer in NFL history.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Kamara, and he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Check my 15. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Whip. Hey, kill.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
50, Mike, 50. Watch the screen. Pass. Hey, Wahoo. Hey, 50. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Here's Foles. Throw right side of the tight end to Shaughnessy. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Check pass, check pass.
He'll drop to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's at the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Lee. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And then from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. Thomas barreling ahead and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
First down, Saints.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
You're good, you're good.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Calais Campbell, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Ready.
Sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Good. Right forward, ready.
Breeze now. And he's going to go down again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
2nd and 10 at the 3-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Silver. Check hot route. Hot. Here we go.
Now Hill. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. And if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Off the draw, here's Hill. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you.
Here's a 2nd and 7. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
We got to step it up. 47
They run the counter. Smallwood. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Oh, it's going to be a long day, fellas.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking to throw on second down. Foles. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Bree's going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Breeze to throw. Dancing, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Miles Jack with a sack. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Breeze. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And the Saints first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Sammy!
Here we go.
Bravo!
Mike Fofo.
To throw is Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
You kill! 44, Mike, 44. Hey, watch the slide.
Now Breeze. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he works free. A gain there of 30 big ones. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Ready?
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown Saints. Traquan Smith. His first touchdown on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. So a late touchdown here just before the half, and that obviously changes the dynamic of this game.
Yeah, in a couple of ways, partner, because they've been shut out up until this point. So now at least they go into the locker room, and Uncle Mo may be creeping over to their side to talk to him a little bit. And second, they're right back in the football game, an extra point away from tying things up.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
Back to throw. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have the show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in Case. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker at the bottom of your screen for other updates around the NFL here in Week 6. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Second and 12 at the 35-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
To throw, it's Breeze. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Breeze now to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Come on, man. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Two times. Hey, 4 down. Go.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Ready? 5-9. Check. One twist.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Breeze going to throw. And he finds Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Next to score, Saints 14, Jaguars 7.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end. That'll bring up second down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
To throw again on second down. Foles looking long for Westbrook. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Gonna go. Touchdown, New Orleans. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. But they're looking for...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Von Bell. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Ready? You ready? Mike, 44. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
A 10th carry for Kamara. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Breeze. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run.
From the last drive, he'll look to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a second and 3.
Brings up second and 3 at their 49-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a second and 3. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Full end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down. And that'll set them back 5. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't he?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Ready? 5-9. 50. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11. Breeze now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Hey, let's get there. He's coming. We got double up. Kill. 11.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
First carry for a Central Florida alum, Latavius Murray. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
Just like that.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, They can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, you kill.
From the 44, Breeze. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Jake Ryan in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Here's Foles. This one complete to Smallwood. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
180.
Check 56.
Yeah.
Now Foles. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Cameron Jordan, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll drop the throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bat